Say it again.
So someone was like, so this chick was talking about how she was this guy tried to talk to her and he got sassy with her.
Yo, what I've come to realize, hey, women they don't want you to talk back. They don't want you to do nothing. They just want you to give them what they want and answer the questions the way they want you to answer them. So the minute you deviate from that, oh, that nigga's sassy. Oh, he talking so much. He fight too much like he a girl. And it's just kind of like, I hear it all the time, man. I personally do not hear it from me because I don't be talking to women out here. And that's not because I'm married. I mean, okay, refrain from saying that. That is because I'm married. Right. But it's just like, I don't care to talk to them at all. And I'm at work, so it's kind of like it's always work shit. But when they be having conversations and shit, I stay out of that shit. Mm-hmm. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the According to What's podcast. As always, got DeLaw here.
You got DeLaw, the devil's son-in-law. And you know what, my man is in town too that gave me the nickname. I seen him the other day.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
You got me, Wes, and off the rip. Women think there are a lot of sassy men out here nowadays, according to DeLaw.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing. You ever seen them little videos where they do the pop the balloon joint?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them in my day.
Like so every time they get sent to me, I just kind of read the comments, and like it'll be like a guy saying, "Hey, well, pretty much the girl tells them everything negative that they don't like about me." When the guy says, "Oh, I respect how you feel, but you're trying to classify me with other people. That's cool. I feel you. I'm gonna move on." "Oh, well, why are you being sassy?" I'm not sure how that's being sassy.
Yo, I don't get it, man. That's why I tell my homie, like my homie's kind of out there halfway dating right now, right? Mm-hmm. He's in a unique situation. I'm gonna put it to you like this, without putting I ain't gonna put his name out there, but he's in a situation where he's in a situation where his wife moved out, left two of the daughters with him, took one, and been gone for a year, but still tried to watch his dick, per se. And it's kind of like he's been trying to... Huh?
She ain't here. What's she watching for?
Oh, God, yo, what these stories? Like I said, remember, one day we're going to talk about it. It's not fully resolved because he just keep finding out weird information and shit like that. But long story short, he out here halfway kind of, doing his thing and shit. Right. And just the stories he be telling me, I'll be like, God damn, I don't want to be out there. I do not want to be out there because I already know my patience level when it comes to certain things. And I hate to say it, I told my wife this shit too. I was like, yo, if we was to ever break up, I'm probably not going to get married again. She was like, nah, you deserve love. I was like, I do. I was like, but the way things are out here, I think I'll be fine just paying for sex. If I really do, I mean, like, I ain't gonna say that's what all the women are on anyway, but it's just kind of like, it's my patience, man. It's my patience for like, do we really gotta play this song and, this song and dance? Do we really gotta, I know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. The difference is that you don't think I know what you're doing. And when I tell you you're doing it, you're saying, no, I'm not doing it.
Right.
I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, I think it's funny because I was telling my boss because he had said it to me too. He was like, yeah, a lot of the guys are getting kind of sassy. I was like, I still don't know what that means. I think this is really just another feminist, girl power, girl sexuality movement thing to try to make.
In my head, if a guy call another guy sassy, I need context for that.
It was geared towards the younger generation.
I still need context.
So I was
because when I hear that with another guy, that means like, yo, are you in your feelings? Let's put it that way.
Well, the story I was told, the guy was in.
Exactly. Yeah.
So when he used it, I was like, I was like, okay, that makes sense because that's not how we're supposed to be.
Exactly.
But when I hear it from a woman, I'm like, all right, well why you say that? Oh, well,
He talked back to me. I don't. He was
yeah,
just supposed to be quiet and just like
and just
stoic
think,
and just take what I give him. I'm like, bitch, that men are tired of that.
Yep.
mm-hmm. Yeah, but I told my boss, I said, I think it's just another, almost like male chauvinist or male toxicity. I feel like these are
You
just
fuck
words.
both of those words up.
I know, but you knew what I meant. But they, it's just these words that they throw out here to try to make it to describe things that they don't like, because at the end of the day, if it doesn't fully invest them, then it's not right. It's wrong. Like if it's not a man that's cooking, cleaning, paying all your bills, and just saying yes, ma'am, whatever you say, ma'am, it's toxic to them. Or oh no, he's being sassy, he's being this. So I'm like, at some point, you're going to need guys. How women are putting it is that we're playing the victim if we say something like, well, why you feel that way, and you even give like a 1% of a pushback. Oh, well, now you playing the victim. No, I'm not playing the victim. I'm just standing my ground and letting you know, hey, this is what it is. This is what I'm seeing. I'm holding you accountable. Now you're getting held accountable. Now you think I'm sassy and you don't want to do me. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Keep the shit rocking.
I can honestly say my wife was the only woman that I've ever met that when I tell her something about me, my feelings, she handles it the right way. My mom don't even handle it the right way.
I will say my wife handles it pretty good. From my wife's environment to being with me, she'll admit she's so used to certain things, so sometimes she'll say something, but she's gotten better. Like I can
the reflex of whatever the response.
Well, like recently, like in the past month or so, she's apologized for stuff. I'm like, hold up.
Oh shit, you getting apologies?
I'm like, wait a minute, and I had to tell her, it's okay. Like I didn't think nothing of it, but I understand. I accept the apology. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But it's been a growth thing for me too, of hearing these things and then being more
receptive.
Right. Because, just like her, she's been used to certain things and responding a certain way. And I've been used to certain things and responding a certain way. So when she started changing things up and responding differently, it's like, huh? I'm like, wait a minute. I remember the first time she apologized to me, I kind of scratched my head. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what do I say? And, but I think for that particular issue, I was like, I accept your apology and I apologize for blase. And that was the end of it. We were good.
Yeah.
So it's been, I would say in this year, since we're coming up on our 4th year of being married, I think we've maybe not have turned the corner, but we're turning the corner. It's not all perfect, but we've learned to kind of make it work. So
my whole thing is, as long as it's getting better and it's not getting worse, then
right, yeah,
good to go. And that's dope, though. I'm happy that's happening for both of you guys, because I'm pretty sure she don't like the headache of not the headache, but like if you truly love a person and care about the person, you don't want to be the reason that they felt sad even for a moment or whatever have you.
Or even feel like you got to walk on eggshells just to make sure they're not mad. So I think it's like, all right, now I can speak my mind. I know he's not going to be like, all right, well, let's go get in a fist fight downstairs. It's like, he'll receive.
Hope not. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. I don't understand women and men that it gets to that point where they're like, well, I can't be myself, and it's like, I'm not saying that you can't ever be yourself when it comes to like how you respond to things or expressing things, but how could I put it? Sometimes yourself ain't the best self. You know what I mean? And you don't respond and talk to people all the same way. So those excuses of, well, that's how I talk, or I do that with everybody, it's like, that's the problem. You shouldn't do it with everybody, because there's certain things you wouldn't do with your boss. So you don't do it with everybody. Certain things you wouldn't do with your grandmother. So you don't do that to everybody.
Yeah.
If you do, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, but, well, me and my wife, we talked about that, like, as far as like, oh, well, that's how they are. And, and I told my wife, I said, certain people, we always make that excuse for them that that's how they are. But in reality, do you have to accept it? And I tell my wife all the time, I said, even though you might say, oh, yeah, that's how they are. Somebody else might tell me that that's how that person is. Doesn't mean that I got to be like, oh, okay, that's how they are. No, because if I feel like you're disrespecting me or my wife, you're going to get spoken to a certain way. And if that's how you are, that means you're going to have to back up every last bit of it because you're hitting that threshold you're going to hit that threshold with somebody where it's like fuck around and find out. People might say, "Oh, that's just them," because you realize that works to get people off your back and make people kind of scared of you, or not to say nothing because they don't want to see how you're going to act. But it's going to be that one person that you're going to say that to, and they're going to look at you, and that's that fuck around and find out, and you'll find out.
Right. See, that's how the yard shit only works if they're retarded or a little slow.
Yeah.
It's in my book because, like, the way I see it, like, as I got older, like, and I've used that excuse before, and I've used that excuse before, and still, how could I put it? I used that excuse before when I shouldn't have been using it as an excuse to accept who they are.
Mm-hmm.
I now use that to understand that this ain't ever going to change. And since it's not, and I don't like to feel the way that I'm feeling, then I need to move differently around them. If I want them, because some people like those that's how they are people. You kind of, some of them you do want in your life.
Mm-hmm.
They're not willing to change or look within and stuff like that. So you got to change your interaction. So you or change how you do things for them or even around them. So you have your inner peace. That's the shit I've been on lately. It's just more or less like, this is how you are. I already expressed this shit to you. You're not really changing anything. Mm-hmm. So in order to keep my sanity, because I do love you, and there are good moments and there are good times, it's just that the things that you do are very, very toxic at times. I know that I can only come to you with certain things.
Yeah.
Now, if you feel like, oh, things are changed, I'll let you know. Mm-hmm. This is why. And it's going to stay that way. Because I'm like, yo, you ain't going to be out here just fucking abusing me mentally and shit. And you just like, oh, let me go get a popsicle. You know what I mean? Like you treating this shit like it's a Tuesday. Like, nah.
Like I'll deal with people and I'll be like, oh yeah, no, that's just how they are. But I only deal with those people because even though that's how they are, they accept what comes with it because that's how they are. So that means if it comes into a fist fight and they get their ass whooped, they take it. So I'm like, and I tell people like, look, if that's how you are, just know whatever comes with it, you have to own it. They're like, oh no, I own it. Like it ain't the first time I done got in a fight with somebody because of how I am. I work on it, but I'm like, look, fuck it, that's how I am. And someone want to throw hands, they throw hands. So I'm like, as long as you're not using it as a, well, that's how I am with everybody, so you shouldn't be offended.
Yeah.
As long as you know what comes with it, I don't mind being around you. I got a friend like that where they were like, oh, what's going on with your man? I'm like, I mean, that's just how he is. Like, if you got an issue with him, say it to him. He'll say whatever you got to say to you. And if it goes to blows, it goes to blows. Just if it goes to blows, handle like men and call it a day. And they're like, that's how it is with y'all. I say, yeah, that's how it is with me. I'm like, me and him never gone to blows. But we'll sit and we'll talk, and he respects my decision. I respect what he said.
I'm cool with that all day. I'm cool with that all day. It's just the motherfuckers that don't take accountability. I'm like, that's what make you want to fight them even more. Because I'm like, yo, stop fucking playing with me. Mm-hmm. Like the ones that be like, all right, my bad. I see what you're saying. I'm fucking up. And then they'll still probably turn around, still do the same thing.
Still do the same
nigga.
Thing.
You're like, and you're like, oh shit, my bad. It's like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but I mean, I the ones I dislike are the ones that they swear up and down that they're not the problem. They're not the problem. Oh, I'm not the problem.
There's no accountability. It's like, so everybody else saying the same thing about you and them niggas wrong? Right. You not?
It's like, and then playing the victim of, oh, well, everyone knows that's how I talk and like I don't mean nothing about it. And well, guess what? That person took full offense to it, and that person beat the bricks off you. So obviously, somebody took offense to this shit. I mean,
like, how many times you want to get into fights? Even if you win them shits, like, fights are exhausting.
yes.
Like,
Look,
come on.
Got a solid 10 seconds of me throwing a punch. After that, like, look, fam, what we doing here? Like, can we just go get a beer?
You know, what quickly sobers me out of a fight is like, yo, are you trying to get some pussy later on? You gotta go to work. You want your clothes all strung out of shape. And I'm like, no. And it's just like, all right, well, you're not fighting this nigga. All right. Let me finish pumping my gas and get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Like, that's literally what it is for me. Every fucking time, just like, I got shit to do.
It just trips me out of the amount of people out here, especially even with the women. Like it's become like just me being out and just me keeping to myself, just seeing the foolery out here of like women, the amount of shit women talk. And then as soon as that guy says something, like, nigga, oh, what, now you a little bitch now, nigga. You get all sassy and shit. It's like, you've been talking shit to this nigga.
You also at the bar. So
I'm just saying, like, you've been talking shit to this nigga for 10 whole minutes. This nigga has let you slide. Look, I ain't trying to get none with you. Like, I'm gonna drink my drink, you drink your drink, have a good day. All because of you say, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Beautiful. Nigga, who you fucking like, nigga? You mad?
It be times like this. I know this is illegal and wrong to say. Like when I was in high school, like, you know how like you had, well, I ain't gonna say you. Like I did, like, you know, it was a group of us. We always hung out and shit like that. And it was this one stud that used to hang out with us and shit too. So whenever we would do not criminal activities, but just mainly hood activities and shit like that, she was always around.
Right.
And it'd be times I wish I'm like, yo, you know how like women just kind of get in your face. Oh, I ain't still. Okay, I'm jumping the gun with this. When I say hood activities, like if they was down to fight or whatever have you, she for the most part she had her back for the most part or whatever have you.
Okay.
And if it was a girl involved, she was crushing that girl. Sometimes I wish, like all the shit girls talk, I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna go get my cousin. I ain't got time for this shit. And I go get my cousin, and she whoops your ass.
Yeah.
I mean, they do it to us.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was working at Circuit City. These people don't know I'm doing this podcast, and they probably don't remember this incident. But this dude called this girl, like they was arguing, he called her a bitch. She went and called somebody to come up there to whoop his ass on the job. And nigga just clocked out and just left. He's like, nah, I'm not getting my ass whooped on the job. Management was like, yo, where's such and such? I was like, I haven't seen him.
He went home with an ass whooping and shit.
Yo, I'm going to fuck home too. Like she was there, like he was like she opened up her phone, called, and he's like, yeah, I'm on my way.
See,
I'm getting the fuck out of there.
Not that I dislike girls that do that, because I prefer.
No, I dislike girls that do that. You got mad, you got loud with him. He called you a bitch. The bitch is worth you possibly going to jail because you called someone up there to assault him, and then this nigga going to jail because police is always at this particular Circuit City.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's some weird goofy ass shit.
Yeah. See, I'm just glad I've never gotten it. Well, no, only one time have I gotten into any discussion, anything like that with a chick. And that's after she bumped me and looked at me like, are you going to say something? Are you going to apologize? And I looked at her like, apologize for what? You bumped me. I didn't bump you. You did bump me. Bitch, I ain't bump you. You called me a bitch. So now I bumped you and I called you bitch. Bitch, yes, I bumped. I did not bump you, bitch. It's like I just kept adding a bitch onto each one. Eventually, her knight in shining armor white dude came and tried to save her. And I pushed up, like, what the fuck you trying to do? And I got put in a full Nelson, throw her down some stairs. But still,
you got thrown down some stairs.
Oh, yeah, security wasn't playing that game at that place. You know what I'm saying?
Did he get thrown downstairs too?
No, he white.
Oh.
Come on, man. He white. I got put up in a full Nelson, thrown down some stairs. That white dude was still in the bar. I was like, all right. But it happened so quick, too.
It happened quick. Jeez Louise.
So, and it wasn't no short flight of stairs. It was like,
oh, God.
Like an apartment building size stairs. No, I was in LA City.
Because I thought it was like one of them row house bars, you know, like the like if you get thrown down them motherfucker stairs, god damn.
It was like coming out like, oh, see, you never been to my house, but it was like being thrown out like. So it's a talk because you know it floods down there. So they got if you go floors,
so he was out. It was the stairs going into indoors.
Yeah, a stairs going to indoors, and it had to be like 15, 20 stairs.
That is crazy.
I was like, damn. I was like, this shit hurt. Oh.
Yeah, I bet. Nah, I've been in numerous misunderstandings. Never a full argument that lasts past me saying like 2 sentences or 3 sentences, but they still yapping off at the mouth. Calling me all types of bitch ass nigga, this and that, blah blah blah. I'm just like,
I remember I was at a house party one time, and this dude. So there was a chick at the party, and I was like, "Oh, hey, how are you doing? You know, whatever." I said, "You know, what are you drinking?" "Oh, I'm drinking this." That. I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not getting a drink. Did you want me to pour you some? Are you good?" She was like, "Oh, no, I'm good." I said, "All right, cool." And I was like, "You here with somebody?" She said, "Oh, yeah, I'm here with my boyfriend." I was like, "All right, cool. Hey, it's all good. Hey, have a good time. You know, have a good time at the party." Drinking my drink. And so I'm sitting there chilling, and I'm talking to whoever's party it is, cousin. The next thing I know, some dude walks up to me. He's like, "Hey, you was talking to my girl?" He was like, "What you say to her?" I said, "Huh?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, what'd you say to her? She came over to me crying. Came over to me crying." I said, "Crying about what?" You said something. I said, "Hello. You having a good time? Did you want a drink?" I'm like, "Dude, all I did was offer her a drink because I was already there." Yeah. "Well, you know, whatever, blase. I'm like, what? I'm at this point, I'm like really confused.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, wait. I'm like, wait. So me talking to your girl, she went over to you, said I tried to talk to her.
She was white?
She was black. I mean, me and the guy ended up squashing it. I was like, "Hey, look, because the dude whose cousin it was, or the chick's whose cousin that was there, he was like, nah, hey, fam, like he ain't saying nothing. I was standing right there. He just want to get a drink, talk to her. She says, you know, she was talking about something. Oh, yeah. He was like, oh yeah, it's cool. They were just kind of chopping it up, just talking. He kind of walked off and did it, and he was still talking to me.
Yo, alcohol in certain settings is not certain settings, but just in settings at times can be so crazy because it's kind of like some people get super emotional and they cry and they think about stuff that you know how that shit goes. Some people get super violent, some people get chill. Yeah. Obviously, that alcohol made her think of something, or someone else said something to her and she don't remember.
Right. Well, you know what? I talked because my homegirl was going through the party, and I had told her about what had happened because she asked what was happening, why me and the guy were kind of, you know, how it was getting loud in there. And I said, when I told her what happened, she was like, "Here she go again." I was like, "Huh?" She likes to see her boyfriend get into fights or get aggressive because it turns her on. So she'll talk
at the expense of another nigga. Like, come on.
That's what I said. I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, yeah, like you just so happen to be the nigga that day. I was like, "What?" I said, "Good thing I ain't saying nothing out of pocket." Like,
now, what if you would have killed him though? I'm not saying that you would have, but you get what I mean. Like things fucking happen. You know what I mean? Like that's at the expense of another nigga.
Yeah.
For your pussy to get wet.
Because it was, I would say it was a very weird conversation because I asked her what she was drinking and if she wanted to have a drink, you know, real quick. Then it almost looked like she kind of got bothered by it. And so I kind of left it where it was. Like, all right, well, no, hey, it was nice meeting you, and kept the shit rolling. Like when I started,
my whole thing is why she's still able to go to parties if that's the chick that does that.
Because I think that they knew the guy and the guy brought her.
Ain't nobody pulled this nigga to the side like my man. We know that motherfucker on Super Soaker after you beat a motherfucker's ass, but yo, we can't have her in here always getting offended.
Yeah. Like when I say it was a very weird a very weird thing. I mean, it was like me and him were like, it was like pretty much we were about to start fighting. And I'm like, dude, you're fighting me because she said that I called her this, and this. I said, dude, that's not even in my vocabulary when I meet a chick who I don't know. I asked her about this drink, whatever. She looked like she got a little bothered, so I left it where it was. Hey, have a good evening, and kept the shit rocking. He was like, so then he like went and talked to somebody else, like whoever else was there, and the dude was like, dude, he didn't say none of that. We were standing right there, and then, hey, yo, my bad, fam. Like, she always be trying to start some shit and da da da. Like, let's get a drink together. You know, at that point, I'm like, nigga. I'm like, how? Like, dude, if you know this, why you still rocking with her?
Pussy fire.
Well, you know, back in the day, they say the crazy ones they did some.
It's not even back in the day. That shit still stands.
Still now, yeah.
Still stands.
I'm just glad. I couldn't be out here in this digging game, man.
I don't want to be.
Never.
I don't want to be. Listen, the fact that Jennifer Lopez still can't hold down a man, like, come on now.
That trips me up that J-Lo can't keep her man.
Oh, and not that I'm into the gossipy shit when it comes to shit like that, but unfortunately, I happened to be online when all that shit was at its height, like with Ben Affleck and shit, and them possibly separating again. Yeah, some said that she's never satisfied. Sources say close to her. And he wants to be a certain type of celebrity, and she wants to be another type of celebrity. Like, he wants to be low key, she don't want to be low key.
Well, you gotta understand with Ben made his money, and Ben does his thing and does his producing, and he get his bread. He
gonna get his.
Yeah, and J-Lo is on, like, I'm not gonna say she's still on that come up.
She's not on that come up. She co-owns the fucking Miami Dolphins.
Right. I'm saying that as far as like in her life, is not enough because I don't think she never popped off like we all thought she was going to pop off when she really hit the scene.
Don't matter. You 50 and gorgeous. Just leave it alone.
Yeah. With that, but she went. This is what I call.
She never satisfied. Like I mean, this sounds like she never satisfied.
This is what I called it. I called it the Kim Kardashian effect. Okay.
Oh gosh, I said it's theory.
So my theory is that even though, yes, you're successful, your name is a name based on whatever, you still want that feeling and that rush that you're still being talked about versus having, for anything else. So you jump from guy to guy, and when they start trying to be too low key, it don't work for you because now you're no longer in a public eye because it doesn't fit your brand. So you got to be with somebody making noise because when they talk about them, you come up in that conversation. Ben Affleck does not want to be that guy. That's why, who was that guy Saving Private Ryan? Matt Damon?
Mm-hmm.
Matt Damon. He's low-key. You don't hear shit about him. And he married him, just a normal, everyday woman who don't say nothing. You don't hear nothing about them, but she wants to be in the spotlight. Kim Kardashian wants to be in the spotlight.
It sounds like what you're saying to me is that some women are addicted to some women are addicted to people showing interest in them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
to attention and being sought after and shit.
Because in my head, and offbeat from Jennifer Lopez, Kim Kardashian stayed with Kanye for so long, right? He was doing all these outlandish things, but every time they talked about Kanye, Kim came up. So she was still in the public eye. She still was a name. People knew who she was and everything else. But as soon as he said that I'm turning a guy, all of a sudden, well, we're getting a divorce now because now what kept her in the public eye is not happening because now he wants to be low key. He wants to be disciplined. So it's like, nah, I'm done with this shit. Fuck this. I'm out of here.
Yeah, that's man.
It's just my theory. It's not a theory. It's not a proven theory. I'm just saying She, she went. I understood her leaving Diddy after the whole Shine shootout and all that. I get it. You go to Ben Affleck, then you go to Mark Anthony or Mark Anton, whatever his name is. Back to Ben. It's like
she went to what's his name? Not Derek Jeter, but
Rodriguez.
Yeah, A-Rod.
A-Rod, yeah.
And then she went to another guy.
He retired and she left him. I mean,
he was already retired when he was dating.
But he wasn't doing it. He was relaxing and chilling. Now I'm not saying now before someone puts on YouTube or comments on one of these things saying that, well, you're not talking about what the guys did. We don't know what the guys did. The guys could be horrible dudes. Could have been shitty. Could have.
Hey, if she ain't say they was horrible, then they weren't horrible.
Right. I mean, because what I've learned in the media is even if you said that this person did this, this, and this, they'll boycott you for like a month or so, and then they'll still just go back to watching your shit or listen to your shit.
Not unless you fucking damn, I'm looking at his face, Johnny Depp. Like Johnny Depp in the Amber Heard situation. Like she lied on him till the cows came home.
But see, that's a little Hollywood boycotting you and your peers and audience not listening or boycotting you is something different. When Hollywood boycotts you, Hollywood boycotts you. Like they blackball the shit out of you.
Yeah, and they did that, but none of that stuff was true.
Exactly. That's why he's not blackballed anymore. But at this point,
we missed out on the Pirates of the Caribbean because of that motherfucker shitting in his bed, fucking James Franco behind his back.
Right. And look, and then she's still in the movies. She's still in the.
She's not a good actress. She's in some movies. She's like she's
not that great.
Yeah,
she's really not that great. Now I will say, compared to some of her other movies she's done, Aquaman was probably one of her better ones, and that's saying that very loosely because a lot of shit that she's in ain't good. Or what I'm sorry, a lot of stuff she's in is good. She's just not good.
Shout out to Amber Heard. You're not good ass shitting in bed ass.
Bullshit. I mean, like we could, let's see, Amber Heard. We could look at some of her movies and you're like, all right, yeah, like what's a good one? What's a good one I know we all seen besides Aquaman? Have you ever seen 3 Days to Kill? With
nope.
The guy from Dance with Wolves, Kevin Costner.
No, I haven't seen it.
That in my opinion, that was a good movie. Kevin Costner did his thing in that. But Amber Heard wasn't that great. You ever seen? Let me see. No, you never seen that because I ain't never seen that. You seen Pineapple Express, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that good in that either. I mean, overall, a really good movie, but a very lackluster thing. Like even at Friday Night Lights, I thought it was a great movie, but a very lackluster thing. And I even like you ever seen Alpha Dog with Justin Timberlake and some of those other people that was in that. Ben, I forgot what his name. Ben
Foster.
Ben Foster. I love Ben Foster. I think he's a great actor. But guess what? Amber Heard was complete shit in that movie. I mean, you can go all the way down to Never Back Down. Like Never Back Down wasn't the greatest movie, but it was a good let me get my fight skills up bully movie where you go and you fight that bully and you get the respect, and she just wasn't that good in it. Stepfather. I mean, the list goes on of if you didn't know she was in the movie, you wouldn't have known that she was in the movie. And Aquaman was, and in my opinion, Aquaman was the first movie that I had seen her in that I really was like, oh, you have more than just these roles where that you're extra forgettable in. Matter of fact, I think Aquaman was the first movie that I even saw her on the cover of the movie.
Poster and shit.
But shout out to Amber Heard getting her money, being the what do you call a co-star that's not a co-star? Just a person in the film.
A co-star that's not supporting cast.
Supporting cast. There we go. So
yeah, it's hard out here, and I'm not saying that it's only hard out here for men and dating and shit. It's hard out here for women too.
Oh, you know, because you got a lot of men out here. So it goes both ways, and I'll never ever will say it doesn't go both ways. Especially for us in the Black community, everything has gotten so bad where you try to, if you're a woman who's a good woman, you try to find a Black man. They playing games because of how they were hurt by the last Black woman, and you got good Black men that try to mess with a Black woman who in their feelings about some shit that happened with their last ex, and now all of a sudden everybody's paying for everybody's hurt, and now they're all being pushed out to go be with other people, other races. I'm like, you know, I told my wife, I said, man,
yo, my mom tripping, man. I'm not doing this shit.
Your mom tripping? It's Black families, man.
No. Look, she said, and this is my sister's birthday. And she just texted me, June 29th at 10 a.m. I want us to go to the Poor People Campaign March downtown. I don't want to do that. I'm not 16 or 15 where I gotta learn some shit and like just because my mom telling me to do, I gotta do it because I'm living in her house. But it's pissing me off because now in my head I'm like, oh shit, my mom going down there. She's gonna want to go down there. Now I gotta feel like I gotta go down there to protect her and make sure she don't get into any. You know what I mean? Who the fuck wants to be downtown marching in the summer? Gay Pride Month. Nothing wrong with gay pride shit. It's just too much activity going on.
There's a whole lot people being that pride shit.
That's not what I'm saying. No, we're not doing that. That's not what I'm saying. People being hateful and evil and, you know, doing whatever. Like,
right.
It's Juneteenth. It's going to be 10 days before then. Like, people are weird nowadays.
Yeah.
And that's my sister's birthday. Oh, damn, she texted me because she want me to go. She ain't even asking my sister to go. I don't want to do that shit.
You know what's funny? Because
I already looked at the damn text message. My bad to cut you off. That shit just came across my screen, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. Yo, yeah. When you talk, this sounds so wild that I'm even about to say it because I felt a little cringe. I was about to say when you talk back to your wife like you can't talk back to her. You know what's crazy? Yeah, in my head I'm like, yo,
my wife reminds me every other day that she can move that refrigerator.
Yeah, I got you. Shit, I forgot what I was about to say. Do you ever think your wife be thinking like, yo, he got some nerve telling me this shit?
Oh, I know she does. And
Mine too.
I know she does. And it depends on the situation. If it's something that she did and she's like, I can't believe you said something about it after all the times you did it, I know that's what she's thinking. You know. But oh yeah, I can tell you hands down, depending on what the situation is, if I say something back based on what she said or something, it's like, you said what? Nigga, what? I can pull out because women keep receipts.
The Rolodex, the file cabinet.
Yeah, man, they keep receipts. See me, I'll keep a receipt, but it's all based on what you said. Like if my wife was like, all right, well, whoever is the one that teleworks or they're off, they're responsible for taking something out for dinner and possibly just having it prepped and ready just in case.
I agree with that.
Right. But on the same turnaround, she won't do it.
Yeah, my wife is saying, same thing. Excuse me. Yeah, same thing. Like I could come home, she'd be home that day or went to work late. Like on some days she gotta be to work at 12. I get up at 6, I do my thing, I go to work. And sometimes I get home like, all right, hopefully my wife took something out. negative. I'm like, so you got an extra 4 hours at home and you still didn't just reach in the freezer and go like this?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Right. Yeah, nah, it happened. I mean, because I remember she had said something to me. She was like, so you've been home all day and you didn't like take anything out to like start prepping and cooking or at least start dinner. And I was like, no,
I didn't.
No, I didn't. And then, because this was like my very last time, just my very last like long vacation from the stockpile. She had said something to me about it, or the time before that. And I was like, well, I didn't know, but I will make sure to, whatever. Like, and when I remember when I was at the stockpile, I used to take almost a whole month of December off. So that whole month of December, I would always have, I would cook dinner. I'd be like, all right, well, let me prep this, let me do this, blase, blase, and I'll have dinner prepped and all that and start cooking it, and I'll go and tutor afterwards and shit like that. But it was one time she said to me, I was like, well, babe, you're off this week. You didn't do this, you didn't, well, I'm off, but I'm off and I'm tired. Like, you can cook. I'm like, I went to work. And I told her, I said, it's one thing if I worked a job that required me to just sit at my desk. That's one thing. But no job that I've ever had requires me to sit at my desk and be at my own devices and be bored as shit. Either I'm tutoring or I'm doing inventory stuff where I got to move shit with machines, hand pallet jacks and shit like that. Like, I'm always on the move. Like, by the time I get home, I got 10,000 steps in. There ain't no way in hell that I've been sitting at my desk all day, and then I come home. And I remember the most recent one, I was like down here, I'm tutoring. I'm like, so you cooking dinner? She's like, oh, I'm tired. You got 2 hands, 2 feet to do. Oh, okay. She's like, so what are you going to eat? Nothing. And I got in the bed and went to sleep. She's like, you're just not going to eat? Well, you were down there drinking alcohol. I said, I was drinking alcohol and beer. You tell me I got 2 hands, 2 feet, and I just work that thing. My feet hurt, my legs hurt, but I'm not telling you that shit because at the end of the day, if I tell you that my feet hurt, my legs hurt, and all this other shit.
Hey, yo, my wife say that shit to me, that'll be the last time I cook anything for her. Until she fucking apologized to me. Ain't no fucking way. And when I say apologize, I mean like understand. No, recognize what I probably go through in a day, just like I gotta recognize what you go through in a day before I say something to you. This is where that sassiness, quote unquote, come in. Because there's no way I'm gonna let you say, yo, one time my wife was like, she asked me, she was like, yo, can I you think you can give me some money to get my nails done or some shit like that? And I was like, I said, let me see. She was like, you always got to see, or I can just never a yes or a no, or this, and that. Or, I already know that's going to be a no. I said, look, didn't I just pay the mortgage? Didn't I just pay a bill that you said you was going to pay? Didn't I just go do something emergency-wise for you and your family? She goes, you right, my bad. I shouldn't have asked for that. I was like, you damn right. And that was the end of that. Sometimes you gotta do that, man, because it's kind of like, yo, like you need to understand. Like sometimes they just forget, like you Santa Claus and shit. Like I'm not fucking Santa Claus.
Yeah,
I'm not Santa Claus.
I know for sure. I mean, mind you, my wife makes a couple of 10,000 more than me.
My wife was making more than me at that time. Like,
yeah. The one thing I always tell my wife, especially if she sends me money, she's like, oh, I'm gonna send you this money so you can get some lunch. I said, I don't need no money, get no lunch. I'll starve before I ask you to send me no money. And she was like, well,
send me that fucking money. Nah, I pay the mortgage. She don't pay the mortgage in this bitch. I pay the mortgage in this bitch. Send me some money for lunch.
See, our situation a little different. Me and my wife, we go half on the mortgage. And so I tell her all the time, like, yeah, she's like, oh, I'm gonna send you 15. Don't even send me no money because at the end of the day, I don't want you ever saying I asked you for shit.
I would like for my wife to say that he asked me for shit, but just know that you was getting shit. You change your mindset when it comes to that, man. Well, there's a thing of so you don't need it, right?
Right.
So when you ask, it's a little different when you don't need it. compared to like this nigga always needing something. If he ain't asked, he ain't gonna have it.
Mm-hmm.
Get in the mindset of knowing that, yo, you can provide. So if you ask your woman for something, you just asking her for something. It doesn't mean you don't got her back. I think you and the mindset of she's gonna feel and act like I don't got it. She already knows you have it.
Right.
So if it's like, yo, let me hold $50 and you know you got $50, I don't see nothing wrong with that. They do the shit to us and they work.
Yeah, I don't do all that.
I don't either. I don't ask my wife for money because I don't really need to ask her.
Between my wife and my mother, I don't ask them for nothing. My wife's like, you can always ask me. I said, no, I cannot. And she's like, well, but this also goes back to, as I stated, those years before I met her, if I was like, do you mind if I hold some bread real quick? Oh, well, why you gotta hold money from me, and all that other stuff. So it just
Bro, you was asking girlfriends to hold money?
No, never. Matter of fact, on my birthday, I always took me and the girl out all the time. So
I'll be damned if I take myself out on my birthday and gotta pay. Well, I don't care if I'm getting pussy that night.
I took myself out.
Nah.
For
one of my homegirls asked me like, why don't you do this for your birthday or this and that? I'm like, yo, I was like it's not even between me and you because I'm about to say it on the podcast. I'm like, yo, if I know my wife ain't gonna be able to, I don't want to treat I'm very particular. So like if it's my birthday or whatever have you, I don't want to pay for me to go out of town. Someone else needs to pay for me to go out of town.
Right.
Now, if she can't do that, I'm not going out of fucking town. Because all I'm going to do is do it the way that I want to do it, and it ain't going to be to her liking. So I might as well not even fucking go. Because best believe if she was paying for it on her dime, it'll be a lot less expensive than me paying for it on my dime. Because now I have to cater to what she wants as well. Right. But if she's catering to what I want, not to say I'm not going to break the bank or I'm purposely not, choosing the most expensive shit. I'm just a simple guy. Like we could go out of town and I'm like, oh, let's go to this Dave & Buster's out of town. Just because it's Dave & Buster's is right there. Like, let's see what this shit about. Let's go get some food and bring it back to the hotel. Let's go do this. Hey, take me to the mall down here. I heard they got a fucking Gucci store in there. Let me see if I can go get me some Gucci t-shirts. Like shit like that. Like that's, you know what I mean? But if let it be us having to plan that shit, we gotta make sure that she got her outfits good, this, and that, and blah, 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 blah. And then the fucking out of town shit begins.
Oh man, I'm just glad my wife isn't like that.
Yo, I was doing some editing for some clips to put out, right? And my wife was downstairs talking to me and shit. And she was like, you're so mean. I was like, what do you mean? She was like, why would you say that to him? She was about you. And
she said I was mean?
No, she said I was mean to you.
Oh.
And I was like, what are you talking about? And it was a clip when you was like, you was doing a workout and you used 15 pounds and that was kind of a good workout. And I was like, nigga, you a grown man. You should be using 15. She was like, what if that was all he could do? I said, that ain't all that motherfucker could do.
Nah, I was being lazy, nigga.
That's what I told her. And she could not believe it. She thought she really thinks I'm mean to people. Like I'm just so nice and buttery to her, but I ain't mean to everyone else. And I'm like, that's the way guys kind of push each other. And I'm like, yo, he should never be doing 15.
I put it, in this case and point here, if I ever see your wife again. I've only seen your wife once. Have I seen your wife more than once? Was your wife at the one where we all came out for the birthday party, and they told us we couldn't bring like our girlfriends and shit, and then they changed it to where we could bring them.
We couldn't bring our girlfriends.
So you remember when they lived over in trying to be very discreet.
Yeah, I got you.
It was a birthday party. I made fried chicken. And the girl who I was dating at the time made Jello shots, and
no, I wasn't with her. I wasn't with her at the time.
Okay, I just want. All right, so then I only met your wife once, and that was when I came to your house, and she came from brunch and was a little turned.
Man, yeah, man, yeah.
She was
that when her sisters was here?
Her sisters were. It was just her sitting in there, but she can't because you said she had gone out with her sisters to brunch. We were talking.
They fucked. Yo, one of the sisters threw up on the upstairs on the floor that day.
Oh,
and I heard it, and then I get hit laughing and giggling and falling and shit. And my wife was like, "He's downstairs recording the podcast." I'm just like, "Oh my fucking goodness, man!"
Mm-hmm.
I think that was after you left. I think they came. It was something crazy.
It had to be after I left because
I was like, "Oh my fucking goodness!"
When I came up, because you were like, "Yeah, when we heard her come in." I said, "Oh, your wife here." I said, "So we stopped." He's like, "Nah, she knows I'm down." I was like, "All right, cool." And like I come upstairs, I'm like, "Oh, hey, hi." She's like, "Hi, how are you?" I'm fine. All right, because this is like right before COVID
and shit.
Before COVID started.
Yeah,
and man.
But yeah, man, she thought I was mean. I'm like, I was like, guys don't do that fake shit that women do where they just like, girl, you look good, this, and that, blah, blah, blah. You still look pretty. It's like, yo, if we see that nigga on some fuck shit and we care about him, that's our man, our homie and shit, we gotta tell that nigga because we hanging around him.
Right.
Like, he can't be scaring away the hoes because the way he is and shit. Like, no.
Like I told my wife
to tell him.
I told my wife, I said, she was like, "Why you only live 15?" I said, "Well, that's all I could afford right now. But I'm about to go purchase one. Well, once I moved apartments, I got a little bit of wiggle room.
Little wiggle room.
I'm gonna give me some 20s, and then I'm gonna give me some 25s because there's certain exercises I can do with the 20s and 25s that I can't So there's certain exercises that I can do that I know the 15s are too light for, but I do more reps. Now there's certain exercises that I can do with the 15s that I don't work those muscles often. So the 25s or the 10s that we have here are better suited for that to build those muscles.
Yeah.
So certain things I just kind of, I use, and when I get those new ones, it'll provide me with a different quantity of like, let me do this. Let me use this for this, and then I can keep building those muscles up and kind of working them through.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I was doing some laterals with some dumbbells and shit, and I was using 15s. I was just like, man,
you doing front laterals or side?
Front and side. So I would go, one, and then I go two, and I did both arms and shit. And I was just telling my wife, I was just like, man, my shit hurt like a motherfucker.
Well, I had been doing laterals for a while, and I had been doing them with the 10s, and I moved up to 15s.
15s hurt.
It's with the curls, you're able to, because those are muscles we use all the time. Or even with the triceps, we use those muscles all the time in everyday use. But to like lift something straight up with your arms straight up and lift it up, that's like your shoulders, and it hurts. And
so I the dumbbells I got in the house, I have 115. I think I gave the other one to my mom. So I should have two, like a set of 15. So I got a set of 15, a set of 20s, a set of 35s.
Yeah.
And then
but that's my goal, is to get a whole gym, because I want to get a kettlebell.
Get the attachment. I bought the attachment and I just hook up a 35 to a dumbbell. I'm sorry, I hook up the attachment to a 35 dumbbell, or I think I got some 50s too, or 50s, and I just use that.
Yeah, because I really want. I felt like the kettlebells were really like a really good exercise for, like, if you didn't want to do squats, you could do like the.
You could do the goblets. You could do the goblets. You could do the goblet squat with the dumbbell too.
Yeah, you could, but it always feels uncomfortable when I do it. Like, I don't know what it was. It just felt like when I would do it with the dumbbell, it just felt weird, just two fisting the shit.
No, see, first of all,
like, no diddy. No.
So under the you hold a dumbbell like this, like if your hand is wide enough,
right,
close to the chest, and you squat. So that way you're holding it center. You're not holding it with two hands like that. It's under the wider part of the dumbbell. It's real easy to do.
No, I just want to. I like to do the kettlebell swings. I like to do the. I like instead of having my squats when I do it up here, I like to have it down here where I can squat, like let it touch the ground. I get low and come up. Yeah. Those are just certain things that I prefer as far as like in my workout. So
the motion is a little bit more easier. Right. So you're more inclined to actually do the exercise. I get that.
Versus just doing the exercise and getting bored. Like pretty much, I treat my workouts like sex. I try to spice it up. You know what I'm saying? You know. I don't want to have to do. I don't want to just be like,
oh god,
do squats. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm just doing squats out here. It's boring. Like now, I want to do kettlebell swings, but with the kettlebell swing, I can do the squats with it.
Yeah, I got you. But yeah, I was talking to her. I was encouraging him, so I let her listen to the whole clip, and she was like, "Nah, that was really mean." I was like, "Look, I don't lie to my friends. When it comes to certain things, I'm like, yo, it don't do neither one of us. It don't do either one of us justice."
Look, that's when you see you do that shit when you're like talking to your wife. You're like, oh yeah, baby, doing good. When you know she looked at fives, or
when you know she could kick it up. So yeah, those are the white lies that you can say. But you kind of know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, let that for an example, right? You be like, yo, yeah, you doing good, this, and this. And you like, man, it has trash form. She's doing horrible. She can do more. But you don't want her to like feel discouraged. So you say she's doing good now. And then you was like, yo, you think you ready to kick it up a notch? And she be like, I think I'm ready, or I think I'm not ready. But those, yeah. That's
look, I had to think about that one for a minute because, you know, like I told you, I said, look, I stick to the Pimp C shit, man. I tell the truth even when I lie.
Listen. All right, Peter Pimp. Listen, I white lie all the fucking time, man. And it's not even about anything detrimental. It could be like, yo, it's kind of like when your mom be like, yo, did you take the food out like I asked you to? I did, and you run into that fucking kitchen, take the shit out of the freezer and throw it under some hot water for 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And just so it can get to a point where it could have been taken out at the time that she told you to. Those are good white lies.
Nah.
My mom never found that out.
Look, I know for me and my wife, I know because our biggest thing is working out. And just I work out so as my African brother, Mr. Bochi, so I can be strong as a rhinoceros when it's time to time to go to work. You know what I mean? Sex.
As they say, more pumps in the gym, more pumps in the bed.
Exactly. And which I will admit, and I will say this on live right now. I will say I have noticed a difference from not working out and fucking at my age, not in my 20s, but at my age and from 34 to now, and working out and fucking.
Yeah.
Where I feel like not that now mind you, if it has been a long time, yeah, that's just a done deal. But even though it's a done deal, I have felt oh shit, this is still hard. Hey, well, what you trying to do with this? Let's keep going. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You know, it hit, you know, you get that first one out and it's still like, all right, well, look, nigga, we still got some energy. Like, what you trying to do? Now, if you're gonna do this, make sure we're getting some sensitivity here so that it stays rock hard so that you still know what you gotta do. Like the one thing, like, so let's say me and my wife, we do the start off, all right? We'll just say the start off. Shit ends, and I'm like, all right, cool. And it's still ready to rock and roll. I won't let her get on top. That's the one thing I won't let her do. I won't let her get on top. Not on the second go round until I know it's like recovered and you know what I'm saying, is recovered
for the right reasons.
You know what? Because see, when you get on top, you hit it from the back, you control that sensitivity that keeps it still hard where you can feel it, you know you're going through. Now, as you getting 15 minutes in, and she's like, let me get on it, you know you good. You know you good at that point. So she can get on there as long as she's doing it right. But then you still might have to do a little bit more orchestrating from the bottom to to do all that. But it yeah. I have noticed a very solid difference. So for all the men that don't think that taking a little 30-minute walk or lifting a little bit does not happen, I will tell you, as a true believer, and I'm what do they call it? Infomercial in this shit.
Yeah.
If you lift for 15, 20 minutes and go walking for 25 to 30 minutes, you will be as strong as my African brother, Mr. Bochi said, as a rhinoceros. As a rhinoceros.
It's getting the blood flowing.
Getting the blood flowing, yeah. And it keeps the heart good. Like even I mean, mind you, as you get older, you got to change probably a couple of other things because of your heart health. But at my age right now, with my heart health being being very good, me getting the blood flowing, I'm Gucci. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm Gucci. Now, as I step into going into 39, this year, I got to do a little bit more changing and a little bit more losing weight and, just to keep myself healthy, to keep that heart health good. But as you get to a certain age, it is what it is. But I'm trying to avoid taking any pills to be able to satisfy Mrs. Smith. So
true indeed. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
So.
But yeah, man, staying active and shit.
Oh yeah.
I be trying to get my wife to be more active, but I need a little bit more white lies.
Look, women get it easy. As much as they say that,
no, they don't.
They get it easy. Look, you can't convince me nothing. No.
Okay, give me your reason why they get it easy.
As I sit here and get my next drink, I'm gonna tell you how to get it easy from my standpoint. So I think women get it easy. So men don't. So men have a tell, okay? A tell meaning what's going on with them. So if we can't get aroused or get hard, you can see that, okay? So when you have bad health, bad habits like that, it shows. It shows for us. Versus for women don't have that same tell until you're actually in them. But a lot of that comes from, it's not just from exercising, but it comes from the emotional attachment. If they do get wet.
So I'm gonna tell you like this. Women have tails, right?
Okay.
And it is external that you can see and stuff like a couple of them are external that you can see. But their tails are not from when it comes to the point of actual penetration and let's just say penetration via vaginal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even the mouth and shit. It's other things like if they're not taking care of their body, you get your skin don't feel like it should. You don't even feel like a woman, you feel like a dude.
Mm-hmm.
Or when I kiss you, it feel kind of weird. Not to say you should be having a lot of spin there, but like, have you ever got head from a girl that smokes cigarettes? Long story short, their mouth be dry as fuck.
I have,
and it's the worst.
It's well,
and even when they always dehydrated, they don't even gotta smoke cigarettes. If they always dehydrated,
right?
They head be like, come on, man. Like I don't feel there's nothing.
But see, that's but that's not
those are tails. Like
those are tails once you're getting into the swing of it. I'm talking about
once you try to put your rope of a meat in, that's the swing of it. That's the tail. Like if you try and fake it.
But I'm just what I'm saying is for women, they're like if you're not really you're talking about as far as you're about to get in there, you trying to slide in there, and you realize her vagina is peeling off the skin off your penis because it's dry as shit.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? You're talking about that. I'm talking about as far as like if I'm not taking good care of myself and a woman's trying to get me aroused, and they're like, nigga, like you all you got is a half chub, nigga. Like, what's going on?
No,
like,
so I get that. So, but you ain't never felt. So let's just say, like, you ain't never like you dealing with a woman. I'm pretty sure you have. So I don't have to say you ain't never. But you dealing with a woman, you want to touch her and smell her and shit like that. That shit kind of turns you on to get your shit even more because you like, yo, beautiful work of art right here. Right. I'm about to enjoy this shit. But if you with a woman and she don't smell good, she don't feel good. Mm-hmm. You see the fucking the string from the sewing, it ain't been tucked in all the way in her head. Like it's gonna be certain things that you gonna be like, this is fucking with my whole visual because we're visual. It's fucking with your whole visual. It's fucking with your whole situation of enjoying that.
Yeah, that.
Yo, I told my wife, not a story like a similar story, but not with smell, but like I was over Shorty house, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, because we was talking about something. I was like, yo, women be junky as fuck too, like dirty junky. And I was like, yo, one time I was over at Chick house and she had kids. I mean, I guess her kids wasn't there that weekend. I knew they weren't there. That's why I was over there. So long story short, I'm like, yo, could I use your bathroom? I go to use the bathroom. There's a Miller High Life sitting on top of the toilet. And then there's a pencil in the toilet itself. A number 2 pencil. I'm like, I ain't about to tell Shorty.
Number 2 pencil.
Yeah, I'm like, I ain't about to. So I peed around the pencil.
Okay.
I peed around the pencil and I took some tissue. I held the pencil inside the toilet while I flushed it so it didn't go down. And this and that. And she was like, and you was still over there? I was like, I ain't eating nothing from over there. I was like, I ain't eating nothing from over there. I already got my dick sucked. I was like, I was about to roll. But I was like, I ain't never go back over that motherfucker. Like it's just like certain things that just turn you off. And if I would have seen that in the beginning, like this bitch got out the shower drinking, I probably wouldn't have, you know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, man, they got telltale. I mean, it's just different signs. Like, yeah, it's like, oh, we ain't get hard. But like sometimes it's like, with us being visual and shit. And it's a lot of things. I've heard a girl talk and my dick got soft. I'm just like,
yeah.
Or she said a certain thing that was just like, oh, this is screaming like if I had kids with her, this would be a bad baby mother, baby father situation. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. But yeah, man. Yeah. On that note, exercise, everybody.
Exercise for sure.
Exercise. It's okay to tell white lies. And as long as you eventually follow up with the truth. If you got to. Yeah. There's no shit I ain't even listen. That whole is, do I look fat in this?
Why actually?
I think it's just good to tell the truth in that regard.
Yeah. Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Yes, I had to think about that. And that note, tell the truth, shame the devil. White lies where it counts. Mm-hmm. Get your pumps in at the gym because you can get them into the bed at the same time. I don't know what that means, but
it means after you finish on the first round, you're still ready to keep pumping on the second round without any breaks. That's all that means.
Thank everybody for tuning in. See you next time.